You may not know it yet, but it is a good day to be here on the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast because, well, call your friends, call your neighbors, because we are going to be joined by our buddy Zeek Arkham today, and it really doesn't get any better than that.
You're absolutely correct.
On the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. It's the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast on, what is this, Wednesday?
It is a Wednesday.
Today is a Wednesday.
Hump day, Dano, hump day.
And let's acknowledge that our buddy Pappas is not here. It's being treated for yet another condition that sort of surprised him, I guess. Look, when Pappas is here, you don't see a lot behind the scenes, but he's always bragging about all the time he spends at the gym. Pumping iron. He likes to, what's the word he likes to use? Swole.
Yeah, he's swole.
He's all pumped
no,
up.
He's fucking hairy. He's fucking, he's swole. He's swole because the hair makes it that much bigger.
So, sometimes, he's developed a condition now. And I think that there's maybe more than just him suffering from this particular condition, but go ahead and put the headline up there. And
Zeke, I'm going to apologize to you right off the fucking rip.
We can only hope that Pappas is seeking the proper treatment for this. It's called gym penis is a real thing.
Says a nurse.
Yeah. And why it happens and when to see a professional. And that was the part that affected Pappas today. He decided it was time to see a professional. And so,
do you want to hear a little bit about it?
But please do. let us say this is a new phenomenon to me. So
me too. It's the opposite of the pump. Summer's in full swing, and men are looking for a way to get better, and from a good-looking gym session to a below-the-belt enhancement. So I'm going to proofread this a little bit just quickly to breeze through this because we got an awesome guest. But he hangs out in the gym a bunch, and that's why I thought this was
He's in the gym all
funny.
the time.
But it says if they want to get bigger, men turn to peptides to stimulate muscle growth or to a plastic surgeon for filler injections to increase girth. However, the former may cause a decrease in size, albeit temporarily. This is essentially saying that when dudes are in the gym getting all fucking ripped up, their wieners turtle. And that's in this, it's in this article, in quotes, turtles. So, and that's all we need to say about that part.
So,
but
yeah, it was, for Pappas, though, it was more than just a temporary condition.
Because all the blood is going to the muscles that they're working and just blasting it out.
So
now that doesn't seem to be the case with old men in the fucking YMCA who decide to fucking throw a fucking hand up or a fucking leg up on the fucking bench drying off. That's just, it's fucking disgusting. But Andrew decided that he wasn't able to fucking be here today, Zeke, with you because he is dealing with his own issues.
Zeke, how you doing, man? A lot of water under the bridge since last we spoke.
It must be a really slow news day, huh?
Now, whenever Andrew's not here, we have to throw shade at him in one way, shape, or form because he does the exact same thing. So we're sorry you had to be a part of it, but it just happened to work out that way.
Well, listen. I've been working out for a long time, and I can't say I've ever experienced gym penis. I must be one of the fortunate ones.
Yes. Well, there you go.
Next time we get done here, you can throw them a few pointers, and how to avoid those situations.
Hey, I've got a couple good diet, actual exercise, not just going to the gym and just being there. Going to the gym and just being there and walking around doesn't count as being at the gym and actually working out.
All right. So
he's gonna be so mad at us, but I love it.
Zeke, catch us up on what you've been up to since the last time you visited us here on One More and I'm Out of Here. You've now put retired up on your social media account here on X, and I know you've taken up residence in Florida. since the last time we visited here. So catch us up a little bit on what's been happening in your life.
Yeah, I'm officially retired from the NYPD. I did my 20 and I left. I got the hell out of there.
Congratulations, by the way. Congratulations.
When it came to the NYPD, there was no one more and I'm out of there. There was
You had the option though, right? For a few more.
I had the option, yeah. I mean, I'm not even 50 yet, so I definitely had the option to stay a little longer. But it's like Popeye said, I've had all I can stands and I can't stands no more.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Besides that, my wife also threatened to divorce me if I stayed a day past 20. So
how about that?
And in true Zeek Arkham fashion, I stayed a day past 20. So
now let me ask you, Zeke, before we get into the all the topics, but do you guys up in New York, do you guys have like a deferred retirement, or is it all just straight years?
No, we have I don't know what you mean by deferred retirement.
We call it so like if we do 25 years and hit our age, we can stay an additional up to 8 years. That money goes into a different account and generates more interest as long as you meet the minimums. So we call it deferred retirement option plan. I didn't know if you guys had anything like that, or if you just stayed on, and if you wanted to go 25 or 30, it's just all straight time into your pension.
No, if you stay past 20, anything you work past that goes straight into your retirement. So you actually make more money in your retirement.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's close. I mean, it's probably a few differences, but yeah, we have the same thing here. And yeah, I wasn't sure how New York was, but yeah, congrats, man. That's awesome. And seeing the move and seeing you get settled and following your Instagram and your TikToks, man, I giggle every day watching you just blast these idiot sons of bitches that are out there. It's amazing. And now it's a lot easier for you to say even more than what you were saying before.
Yeah, now that I no longer have to look over my shoulder, I'm going in on everyone. I'm hitting every topic I've ever wanted to hit and couldn't before because I didn't want to get dragged in front of equal opportunity or anything else like that. But now I can talk about it, so I'm going to while I can.
Caddy bar the door.
Well, Zeke, let me start with this. Let me ask you. You've been posting about so much great stuff lately, but one of the big topics that's been in the news, and we're going to talk about this dude in Michigan here in a little bit. But what the hell is wrong with these people at the WNBA? I mean, they were on the cusp of having commercial viability for the first time in their history when Caitlin Clark came in, and instead of accepting her as the superstar that she is, you've got nothing but hate towards this gal. And now they're hating on Sophie Cunningham as well. You've got all these coaches that are piling on this pig pile of stupidity. If I was a commissioner of the NBA, I would have a serious sit down with the other owners of these teams and their general managers. And I would say, get your shit together, knock off all this childish bullshit, be professionals. You want to earn more money. This is your golden ticket to prove that you can fill arenas, that you can sell TV time, that you can do all the things necessary to have these great paychecks coming in. You're a Bush League to begin with. You only exist because of us. I would lay down the law and tell them to get their shit together, but they continue to go down this ultra woke, this road of complete political correctness to do what? To appeal to a tiny segment of the population that wants to buy in to to all this virtue signaling and the flavor of the month and all the other bullshit that goes on. I mean, they really are just shooting themselves in the foot. What the hell is wrong with these people?
I mean, well, first of all, your response, what you said you would do as the NBA commissioner, is logical and makes sense. That's your first problem right there, Dan. You can't. You're thinking as a logical person. You're thinking as someone who wants everyone to succeed. And the problem with the WNBA right now is that you have this one woman who comes in who has commercial appeal, Caitlin Clark, and she's a white woman out of nowhere, and all these angry sister girls in the WNBA are pissed off because it should be them.
Are they all lesbians or just a?
But so now you've got these two women who are commercially successful. The only other person to make headlines from the WNBA was that dude who got locked up in Russia. Are really commercially successful, and one who wants to be so badly commercially successful.
Yeah,
and the rest of the league you could throw out. Yeah, the rest of the league you could throw out. There could be 5 WNBA players in my house, and I wouldn't know who they are. So what they're doing now is they're doing everything they can to hate on this girl, and it's messing up the entire league. It's turning people away. Meanwhile, you have these people who are still saying we should be paid as much as the men. We should be paid this much. We should be paid that much. And you have your ticket to be paid as much as the men, and you're
it's right there.
And
it's
you're
right
dumping
there for
all
the
over it. Yeah, you're sitting there whooping her ass every other game. So I don't understand what's going on with the WNBA myself. Honestly, I think it's a waste of time. I think it's a waste of money. And I have absolutely no use for it at all. I watched the highlights and I laughed my ass off because it's them missing layups. They're directly underneath the basket and still finding a way to miss. So, I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah, and now they've got to take the political stance about allowing transgender, biological men. They're perfectly fine with biological men being involved in women's sports. And the absolute best thing that I saw is I was getting ready for this podcast today was Clay Travis. I don't know if you saw this, Zeke, but Clay Travis, who is the founder of Outkick Sports, and of course he does the what was the Rush Limbaugh show with Buck Sexton now. And he said that he will pay $10 million to the winner of a showdown game between the I guess it's the Las Vegas Aces, who are the current WNBA champions. And he said he would pick a high school team of his choosing.
That's weird. For
the girls to play, and he would pay $10 million to the winner. So if these WNBA players want to step up and they want to be so hot and heavy about having biological men play sports, let's see if they can beat a high school team. These professional women basketball players. $10 million. He said he'll put it on pay-per-view. He'll donate all the money that gets raised on pay-per-view to charity. And then he said he is going to become an owner of a WNBA team, and he's going to call it the Nashville Balls. And he's going to have a team made up completely of transgender men, of men who identify as women. And he said, we will win the league every year. We'll go undefeated. He said, we may have games where the other team doesn't score a point. And so he is putting his money, Zeke, where his mouth is, calling out this complete nonsense and this complete fairy tale that it is okay for men, biological men, to compete against women in sports. I love this. I love this idea.
But by the way, just so you know, you could have had a gun to my mom's head and told me to name the current WNBA champion.
And you would not.
And you could have spotted me Las Vegas, and you could have said, all you have to do is name the team. And I'd be looking at my mom like, Ma, look at me. I love you. Ma, I'm so sorry. Ma, I love you so much. I'm sorry. That's good. I think most people out there.
I had no idea. I had no idea there was a Las Vegas Aces. No, I had no idea at all.
So I saw something on X that said that no WNBA player has visited the White House. No WNBA championship team, has visited the White House while Donald Trump was president. And I'm like, that's not really a loss. Like, Donald Trump is probably like, he walks in the office one day and sees all these big 6-foot+ women. And it's like, who are you all? Oh, we're the Las Vegas whatever's. We just won the WNBA. Oh,
he's like this. Sorry, the tour's over that way.
Yeah.
Sorry, you got through. You got through a rope.
Yeah. I got this today, huh?
I've got this video that Pappas sent us right beforehand. I saw this yesterday, and this shit's funny as hell. And this is over in Europe. Male player dominates women's league in France.
Oh, for God's sake.
À 3 points qui décoche sous les sifflets des Monégasques. Et la remontée de balle. Il y a un 2 contre. Est-ce qu'elle peut y aller toute seule? Tétard sur le Eurostep. Elle a passé Marie. On a vu Olga Tarasenko encourager ses troupes. Et alors qu'on voit Fall à 3 points qui décoche sous les sifflets des Monégasques. Et la remontée de balle. Il y a un 2 contre 1 à jouer là. Est-ce qu'elle peut y aller toute seule? Tétard sur le Eurostep.
No one's going to stop him.
Why risk the injury?
You're gonna get laid the fuck out. Yeah, I saw that yesterday, and Pappas, like I was talking with Dan, and I was like, "What do you want to talk about?" He's like, "I want to get Zeke's take on the WNBA." I'm like, "Which part?" Pappas immediately sent that, and I saw it yesterday at the firehouse. I was like,
"Isn't
yes.
that great?"
You ever see this? Like this, there's this New Zealand rugby player. I think I don't know where this person's from, but this dude's like looks like Thor. He's like he's my size. He's like 6'2", about 260, and he's like running through all these women. He's playing in the women's rugby league, and you see the poor women trying to like hold on to him, and they're like, "Please, sir, no." Like, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
But
if that's not like a wake up call, I don't know what is.
What's it going to take to finally end this ridiculous argument and this ridiculous notion that it's perfectly fine for biological men to compete against women? I mean, as long as I've been around, and way, way, way before I was even around, or any of us was even around, we all knew you got your men's sports, you got your women's sports. The men play against the men, the women play against the women. And we all knew
It doesn't seem that
ingrained in our humanity that men and women are different. Why do we have to pretend otherwise? Who gets served well by that?
It doesn't seem that difficult to me.
It's really not a difficult concept. It's going to take these ultra feminists, the same one who are wearing the pink pussy hats because they were convinced Donald Trump was going to turn them all into breeders. It's going to take these ultra feminists to now stand up and go, you know what? We are fighting against ourselves at this point. We fought so hard for Title IX, and now all I have to do is wake up one day, borrow one of Jasmine Crockett's wigs, throw it on myself, and go, you know what? My name is Zeek Arkham. I am going to now play women's rugby I'll pick a country, but I'm now a women's rugby player. And guess what? They gotta take me. They gotta take me, right?
They have to let you. Yeah.
So it's gonna take them standing up and going, okay, you know what? This is ridiculous. Let's really start standing up for women like we say we do, and do something about this. Because otherwise, it's just gonna keep going, and it's just gonna get worse.
Well, and you have the brave women like Riley Gaines, who wasn't afraid to go up against,
God bless her,
all of the other bullshit and put herself out there. I mean, she got fucked over, and she was like, you know what, I'm taking this higher, and decided to just push and push and push against everything else that she was told not to do. And now look at where she's at now. I think it's fucking amazing.
Well, and the same people who tell us that we have to go along with this, that if you get a dude who wants to pretend he's a woman, that we have to play along with this. These are the same people who, during the Wuhan, told us to what? Trust the science, believe the science. But when you want to confront them with that argument, well, they don't want to have any part of it, because. Yeah, well, what does the science tell us? The science tells us, you got the chromosomes, you're a man, you're a woman, you got,
you have this part, you have this part.
all the drugs, all the surgeries, all that in the world, it can change your outward appearance, but you cannot change what you are deep down inside. All those surgeries aren't going to change the chromosome makeup of your body, and not going to change your DNA. Not going to change any of that stuff. Not going to change what God put in you.
I would love to see, and we've never talked about this, and we'll move on. We'll move on from this Zeke here soon, but never really talked about it. But I would love to see, because this has become such a big deal in the last, let's just call it 5 years, probably longer, but we'll call it 5 years. I would love to see the data on the physicals that were taken on these people after they have gone through all of these major surgeries and hormone replacements and all these things, to see what the actual longevity of that life is. Because you are throwing, me being a paramedic, you're throwing a huge shock to the body. And then you're having to maintain that shock outside of what your DNA is actually, wired to do. Women typically live longer than men. That's just been a natural fucking fact for a long time. Granted, all things even. I would be curious to see if somebody is doing some type of study to see what the after effects of this are 20 years down the road, and health wise, and what it does to how fast somebody dies, or whether they live longer. I don't know. I'd be curious to see that information.
But let me ask you this, though. You honestly think they're going to publish that if it goes against the narrative?
I know they're
absolutely not. No.
I know.
It's speaking of Wuhan and the mask and all that, they're now starting to find out everything that happened with these vaccines, these bullshit vaccines that they forced most people to take. And they said, it's perfectly safe. Nothing's going to happen. You're going to be fine. Just take it, because you have to do this for society and blah, blah, blah. And now people are like, yeah, but now I'm growing a third arm out the back of my neck. And you told me that wasn't going to happen. And well, you can't sue us because Congress put it in place that we're not liable. So
while you were working, were you mandated by by your agency? Now that you're not there, were you mandated by it or no? Or you don't have to answer if you don't want to. I didn't know what your agency did.
I was threatened with suspension, but I actually deferred it enough times until they stopped requiring it. So I was actually me and I would say a handful of other guys were able to slip through the cracks. That's what
I was curious about.
Thank God.
Good for you.
No, I never took the shot, and I've never regretted it for one day. And I feel even what he's 6 years on now, and I feel better about that decision every day. But Zeke, look, I know you don't have any regrets about going to Florida, but Mondani came out this past week, talked again about the grocery stores, the 30% discount that people are going to get, and reiterated the fact that if you want to shop at one of Mondani's grocery stores in New York City, got to show some ID. Got to make sure that you're a New Yorker.
What'd she say? Library-esque.
Library, got to have your library card.
Library-esque. It wasn't even a library card. Library-esque.
Something along those lines.
Yes.
We don't need that for voting.
I listened to it today.
But you want to shop. Are you sad now that you may miss your opportunity to check out the offerings at the Mondani grocery store?
Actually, I am, because I would go there and cause all kinds of ruckus. I would show up and I would say, listen, I would have video clips. They say, listen, Chuck Schumer said, I don't have an ID because I can't have one. And I will pull out every clip. I would say, listen, no, you said, you and your people said, listen, I tried to go online to see if I could find how to get an ID, but Kathy Hochul said, I don't know what
you don't know about computers? No, you don't know about that.
And then Joe Biden said, I'm too dumb to surf the internet, even if I had one. So, and then Chuck Schumer said that this is Jim Crow. By you keeping me out of this store, you are Jim Crowing me, and this is an insult to my ancestors who were enslaved in this country. This is an insult to my grandfather who marched on Washington. I demand entrance into this store without an ID, and I would raise hell until they let me in, because you said IDs are racist. So I'm going in.
And then you could go in and be with that and be like, and by the way, I'm not paying you money. You're going to give it to me because I want my reparations.
You gotta have that.
And this is all free. Matter of fact, I'm gonna clean this store out. Matter of fact, back my truck up right here in front of the store because this is all my reparations, which Mom Donnie said he agrees with. So I'm cleaning this entire store out. I don't care if I eat it or not. If I got a nut allergy, I'm taking those nuts anyway. So everybody just load that onto my truck, and I'm going in here without ID.
Oh, for God's sake!
I knew that would be. I knew that would get one.
That is an absolute classic.
I mean, what a clown show! What an absolute clown show! And in the press conference, when they were asking him, and he's standing in front of this like produce stand, everything looks all fucking great and nice. And they ask him about it, like, well, so how is somebody gonna how are you gonna regulate this? Can people get more than one of an item, more than two? How's that going to work?
It's going to be
he literally like just that quick. Hey, let me turn you over to such and such, and that's the broad that came on, and she was like, "Well, I mean, we're looking at like a library S card,
for God's sake,
and yeah, I mean, we're going to regulate it." And it was like, again, to your point, you got to show ID to get in and take advantage of these, quote unquote, big air quotes for the audio listeners, benefits. But yet you still have to show some type of ID, but yet they're not worried about 2 IDs to shovel snow, by the way.
Right. Yeah. Shovel snow.
But then don't worry about voting. No, it's fine. Just show up or just send your neighbor. It's fine.
You know where else you need ID to get in? The Obama Library.
Yes.
You can't go in. You can't go. Zeke, you making your plans to travel to Chicago and see the Obama Library?
No,
now you've got all this free time on your hands.
Now that I am retired and went 20 years without getting shot, I have no plans on going to the Obama Library, where those chances of me getting shot rise exponentially. But first of all, I'm not going to that ugly ass garbage can looking thing. That no. And then what's in the Obama Library?
Right?
Bunch of pictures of Michelle bench pressing,
Big Mike.
Yeah, Michelle beating people up on the inside of the White House. All 6'5" of her. No,
it's her posing as a statue of David.
Oh my God!
Michelle's muscular ass back. She's doing lat spreads. We got pictures of her climbing the Empire State Building, swiping away all the planes and stuff. Like,
what's funny is since he was in the chats and quickly disappeared.
Well, he saw Pappas wasn't here, so
no. I think it's funny because if he was going to go up, he doesn't want to go up against Zeke with his fucking thought process.
Oh,
we have. I'm going to call him a friend of the show. I'm not going to be mean, but he likes to come in and cause a ruckus.
He likes to antagonize us
from here and there,
which is fine.
But it was amazing. He was here earlier, and I mean, as quick as he saw that you were here, he left. Oh, really? He's here. So I since he throws some questions out in the chats, because I want Zeke's take on some of your questions that you throw to Pappas, Carol, and I, because I guarantee you it will enlighten you. So please do. Sorry to divert, but
no, that's okay.
I didn't see him, but he's here. So all right.
No, that's all right. And you jogged my memory when you were talking about going up against Zeke. Zeke, I noticed you responded to Harry Sisson, what it was about a week or so ago, when he said he wanted to go mano a mano with anyone in the Trump administration. I guess in some sort of physical contest. And look, you've been to the White House. You've been invited multiple times to go to the White House. I believe there were some policy discussions there while you were there. To my way of thinking, that makes you an adjunct member of the Trump administration, and not back down from a competition involving you and him mano a mano. What say you?
Listen, Harry Sisson took a couple of boxing lessons and believes he can now tune someone up. It's always
He put out a couple of pictures there with showing the pythons there at the gym. So he's pretty proud of that.
It is like I was a bouncer for a long time before I was a cop, and you could always tell the guys who were going to get beaten up because they're the ones who will come up to you and be like, hey, listen, man, if anybody fights me here, I just want you to know, man, I can get them. I know how to fight. I got good hands. I can,
handle himself. Yeah.
And then eventually they would get into a fight and you would see them just getting tuned up like badly. Sometimes it was just the funniest thing you ever see in your life.
It was like the new kid in Roadhouse, like the youngest kid.
But Harry Sisson's one of those people, and he's one of those people who likes to talk big, and I think it's hysterical. Him and Don Lemon, two of the most weakest, most vanilla men, quote unquote men, you will ever see in your life, talking about how they want to fight somebody from the Trump administration. You can't make this up. It's a joke. It's a joke. That's why I said, hey Harry, guess what? I'm your Huckleberry. If Trump, I don't care. Trump can hire me for a penny a day. I'll take him up on his challenge. I got a ring. I got gloves. I got everything else. I'll fight him for a round, because if it gets out of the first round, I'll just concede. If Harry Sisson can go 3 minutes in a boxing ring with me,
there's no way.
I'll give him my respect, and that's it.
God bless him. God bless him. Isn't that amazing though? You get all these guys like him that they want to talk tough and do all this stuff when they're doing a friendly interview, but then when it comes time for the rubber to hit the road, they never want to do it. And I'm trying to think who it was.
I'm looking at it right now. I'll forward you any questions I may have for this genius.
I saw.
Listen. Hold on. Who's that? Cincy? I saw
Cincy 513.
Yeah, listen. I'm a professional roaster, Cincy. You want smoke? Come on.
I was hoping he was going to throw some, but he's abnormally quiet.
But it was a couple of weeks ago. I had a soundbite, and I think it was with Richard Gere. And he was bad mouthing Trump and calling, all the standard leftist stuff. He's a fascist. He hates women. He's a racist, all this stuff. And he says, and then he's got all these people around him in the White House who are as dumb as he is. And I thought to myself, I would pay money to see someone like Richard Gere do a head-on-head debate with someone like a Stephen Miller. Maybe a JD Vance, maybe go head to head with Marco Rubio. Yeah. How do you think so? Maybe Susie Wiles, the chief of staff. Maybe Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary. Mm-hmm. I mean, he wants to say all these people around Trump are idiots. Could you imagine Richard Gere? Could he last 5 minutes with Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Mark Wayne Mullen.
Oh my God!
There's no way.
But especially Rubio. But Rubio would be like at the top. Like he would be like my captain of the varsity team.
Right. But they all want to talk tough when they're doing these friendly interviews and badmouth this administration. And look, this administration is not perfect. Trump does things I wish he wouldn't do. The other day, he took some shots at Jeanine Pirro, because she didn't prosecute the guy,
I've got
the Olympic guy.
Here,
do you have this right here?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, let's roll that soundbite of Trump taking a shot at Jeanine Pirro, which I thought was uncalled for.
This was over the her not
the reflecting. It didn't prosecute the guy who got indicted for the damaging the reflecting pool.
Let me make sure it's backed up.
All right,
because I was making.
I was disappointed with Jeanine Pirro. Really disappointed with Jeanine Pirro. She folded like an umbrella, and people get away with things, and it's a disgrace. It looked beautiful, and then they cut it, and they vandalized, and we weren't necessarily thrilled with the contractor, but they did a job, and they were fixing any problems, but then it got carried away because the judge was extremely unfriendly to Jeanine, and frankly, I think she choked, because the judge was really vicious. Instead of going after the people that did it, the judge went after her and went after her department. And I guess she choked.
So again, we talk about this all the time, and Zeke, people like 513 like to say, that we're just here. We think Trump is great. No matter he can't do anything wrong in our eyes. We suck his dick all the time, all that kind of stuff.
But we call him out.
There are times when I think Trump does not read the room well, makes a mistake, and I think this is a prime example of something I wish he wouldn't have taken a shot at Jeanine Pirro like that. I mean, look, she looked at the evidence, decided the prosecution, is not there to go forward with the prosecution, and did the responsible thing. And Trump, look, sometimes you don't win them all, so you just got to chalk up an L on that one and say, hey, Jeanine Pirro didn't see the evidence, decided not to go forward. I stand with her, and that's the end of it.
Right.
I think that's what I wish he would have handled it that way. But all I'm saying is that for people like 513 and others who say that I'm nothing but a house man for Trump, that is not the case. What say you, Zeke?
I think Trump needs to. When you want Trump to be diplomatic, he's not. and when you want him to destroy someone, he doesn't. Like, there is no way Mamdani should have been at the White House.
Yeah.
Screw that. I don't know. Mamdani, don't let him anywhere near the White House, especially the Oval Office. But Trump was diplomatic with him. And then you got times like this when he's bad-mouthing, publicly bad-mouthing Jeanine Pirro. And it's like, Trump, come on, dude. That's something you pull her to the side. And
you do behind closed doors.
But you don't dress her down in front of the press like that, who's now going to take that and run with it. So, listen, I call Trump when he does good. I call Trump when he does bad. I thought he should have handled the Epstein list much better than he did. Mm-hmm. I think he kind of tried to downplay it, and he didn't realize it's one of the things that we all wanted him to do. It was on our list of reasons why we voted for him, like the top 3 reasons we reelected him. So, I call him when he does good. I call him when he does bad. I'm blocked by plenty of MAGA accounts because I'm not kissing up to Trump, and I'm not kissing his ass. And I actually do say Trump fucked this one up. But I mean, that's most of us. We're not a cult. Are there some people who are in a MAGA cult? Yeah. But for most of us Americans who call balls and strikes, we don't do that, and we won't do it because it's about the country first and then Trump.
Well, and you can go through it and call what's real is real, and oh yeah, fuck, that's not the way I would have handled that. Granted, some of the things that come through these chats, and then just even out in our world here locally, they think everybody that agrees with Trump in any way, shape, or form is part of, this MAGA cult. But I think we do a really good job. There's a lot of things that he does that I completely agree with, and I love how he's doing it. But there's a lot where I'm like, oh, bro, come on, dude. Fucking pump the brakes, downshift a little bit, because you're going down a steep hill that you don't want to fucking go down. And it's frustrating. To your point, like with the Epstein stuff, yes, we all wanted to fucking see what that was, right? And then the way they started to release it with like the 3 binders that Bondi released out, like why would you even do that? And we called it out. We called balls and strikes.
There was nothing new in there either.
No.
First, there really hasn't.
If you want to look at black lines, yeah, sure, you could read black lines all day.
Listen, I think I want to see the entire list, not redacted, not censored, not hey, listen, we're only going to show you pages 1 through 10, and then we're going to show you pages 50 through 75 after that. I want to see the entire thing. I think as someone who did special victims investigations, I understand you don't want to put the victim's name out there, especially if it's something that is fresh in their minds. But I also think I'm also aware that you can show the overwhelming majority of the binders and the files and everything else and say, hey, listen, this is what's there. This is what it is. And I'm putting it out there, all of it, 100%. As far as why do I think he downplayed the Epstein thing, I think Trump is in a bad position where he's trying to do 8 years worth of presidency stuff within 4 years. So I think he's trying to pick and choose what he can really focus on and what he can get to and what he can put out there and what he can, try to fix, because he's got about 2 years left, just about. But this was important. And I think, like I said, I think Trump overlooked it. And I think to him, it was something that, you can do now. You don't have to really focus on because there's bigger fish to fry. But for the American public, that was the bigger fish. And I think he dropped the ball on that one.
Well, Zeke, I know the frustrating. Yeah, I know the frustrating thing for me and so many people that I talk to on the radio, and this covers not just this topic, but a lot of different topics, is that we've come to a point now where there is going to be, it looks like there's going to be no reckoning for any of these individuals involved with Epstein who abused these girls. And the fact that they're going to get away. And then that really all along with the whole Epstein thing was my only interest, is that those who engaged in the abuse of these young girls are held accountable for their crimes. But we've come to a point now where it looks like that is never going to happen. Just like we've come to the point now where it looks like Fauci is never going to be held accountable for what he did. And we had that spectacle last week where he's on there pleading the fifth. And we know that this guy was responsible for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who are gone from this earth, who will never see the light of day again. And a lot died alone of what he did. And so when you look at that, when you look at all the stuff that people in Congress get away with, the two-tiered system of justice, I know Trump talked about draining the swamp and all the rest of that, but that may be a mountain that is too big to climb to try and get that to the point, because if it was people like me or you, we would be frog marched in front of the cameras and we would be sitting in a cell somewhere. But the people who can get away with it, they get away with it time and time again. And I know that is probably the thing that frustrates me. That is the thing that frustrates me more than anything else, is that the evidence, there's so much evidence out there that these people did stuff they shouldn't have done, and they're going to get away with it.
Listen, if I were Martha Stewart right now, I would be screaming.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me I sat in a cold prison cell for how long because of insider trading? I just had a hookup. That's all. It was a hookup.
Right.
And Nancy Pelosi is insider trading, and this bitch is free. Are you kidding me? I would be screaming right now. Oh, if I were Martha Stewart, I'm not baking another single thing. I'm not putting any arugulas together. I'm not planting any plants. Fuck y'all. I went to prison. Nancy Pelosi's old ass needs to go to prison too. Oh, I'd be screaming right now.
her and her husband and the love hammer all have to fuck. Let's move to Michigan. I want your opinions on Michigan.
What the hell is wrong with these people in Michigan? For God's sake.
Let me pull this up real quick.
Yeah. Let's say
I was moving quick. I was moving quick today, so I apologize.
I heard a newscast today where they referred to him as Dr. Abdul El Said.
So
Dr.
Michigan,
yeah, that's a good one.
Doctor of what? So obviously, if you paid attention, I'm not even going to read the article, but I mean, he won the primary last night over two. I mean, it's pick two lesser evils. I don't know which one.
Yeah,
because fucking Crazy Eyes, Stevens, that bitch was fucking completely nuts. And I didn't know. I went to sleep before all the results were in last night at the firehouse. I woke up this morning, and start my part-time job, and I'm sitting there, I'm looking, and I'm like, fuck, I haven't looked at that yet. So pull it up, and I see that he won. So you have communist socialism. You got all kinds of shit going on up in fucking Michigan. And it's like, I know a lot of people that live in Michigan, and a lot of them are like-minded like us. Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong. And they're like, dude, we have no idea what the fuck is happening with our fucking state right now. We have no clue. And these are all law enforcement, first responder, fireman people. And
Pappas hangs out a lot in Michigan.
He does.
He does. I'm just saying.
I wonder if he threw a fake vote in and voted for him. What do you think?
I don't know.
We should call him and ask.
I don't know.
He's in a meeting, but we can't. But yeah, the El Said thing, man, like seeing some of his interviews, it's so fucking cringy. But hers were cringy as well. So it's like, what do you do? Like, these are your options. And you had who was the one that was running with him, but was not going to make it by any means. Before I went to bed, it was pretty close. I think it was 48-51 the last time I saw, the last Chiron.
Yeah. They called it for him this morning about 9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere in there. The networks did. So
Said, he's fucking weird, man.
He's the winner. And Zeke, you had a post about this a few hours ago, where you're getting tired of all these Islamists giving us lectures about the history of our country. And I really think we're in a dangerous period right now, because we've got this alliance of hardcore leftists, communists, Marxists, and the Islamists. And the Islamists are really, I think, going to ride this wave as far as it will take them and get as much power as they can possibly get. And then when they get in a position to where they don't need the communists anymore, well, they will simply discard them and go off on their own. And they're just unbelievable, useful idiots for guys like this Said character, who is trying to worm his way into our government. And it's not good. It really is not good at all.
Well, I saw, Zeke, I think it was your post I saw where you're pretending to be somebody that you're fucking not. I can't remember if it was your post or I looked at like 8 posts before we got on because I was running fast. But you have this guy who wants to sit there and preach this, and it was you brought up like immigrants. You're like, your family are immigrants here. Don't talk about the history of our country when he was on some pedestal. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, basically he was saying, 250 years ago, they only said that white men had rights. Women didn't have rights. People of color didn't have rights. If you were here and you were a person of color, if you were black, you were a slave. And I'm like, okay, let's wind this back a little bit. Because,
I was trying to make sure I understood it right, but I watched so many fucking clips.
Yeah, let's wind this back a little bit. The Islamic slave trade, the Arab slave trade, went on for something like 1,600 years. Still goes on today. But you can't discuss that. You can't discuss that. You want to talk about women not having rights? What goes on over in the Middle East right now? His family's from Egypt. What goes on in Egypt right now for women if they're not wearing the appropriate covering?
What goes on in Dearborn, Michigan, for God's sake? I mean, look at that. It's the exact same thing.
Listen, Dan, but you can't discuss that. You can't discuss that.
Well, yeah, I am going to discuss it.
According to them, you can't discuss. Hey, listen, no, it's all America. America is bad. America has done X, Y, and Z, and it's going to take people like Mamdani, who just got here, and it's going to take this guy whose family just got here, and it's going to take people like Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib and everybody else who hates this country. It's going to take them to fix this country. Meanwhile, what's going on in their country? Have you seen Uganda? Absolutely, I wouldn't go to Uganda if there were $5 million sitting there waiting for me. Absolutely not. It's going to take them these DSA candidates to come in here and fix the country. They just have to get rid of the Constitution, get rid of the Supreme Court, get rid of the Department of War, get rid of cops, get rid of prisons. They're just going to get rid of all the stuff, but they're going to fix this country for us. That's them. And the fact that anyone votes for this who isn't an Islamist is insane to me. The fact that Zohran Mamdani, listen, I did not like Andrew Cuomo. I am not an Andrew Cuomo fan. Matter of fact, I said on X, I told him to go fuck himself. I am not an Andrew Cuomo fan. I will take 10 Andrew Cuomos over Mamdani any day. But the fact that these people are being voted in is insane to me, because these are people who truly hate our country but think they know what's best for it. That'd be like you get married to some chick and it's like, you know what, I can't stand your ass. I hate your ass, but you're the best one out here for me. That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
It's one state at a time that it's slowly creeping in, one state at a time. Minnesota, I mean, it started with fucking Minnesota.
Well, it to me, it always goes back to the education system that we have in America, that there are so many people who are willing to listen to these. Fine, if you want to listen to these ideas, that's fine. But they can't conjure up in their own mind any counter argument to it. They have no concept of what it means to have freedom, to what it means to have liberty, what it means to have the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and how all of that affects our daily lives. And they get, they get wooed by this whole notion that we're going to make all this free stuff just happen. But they have such little understanding of the capitalist system and how it works and why it works, market forces and all the rest of it, just to look at, this group of individuals who wants to come in and say, we can have all this great stuff. I saw Pete Buttigieg the other day doing an interview. And he's trying to tap in to this whole movement of free stuff. And he was talking about, hey, we're the richest country. And he's being very suave and very low. He's still got the 3-day growth, right? Because he's a real man. He's a real man's man now. But he's got the he's talking about, we can have all this free stuff. We're the richest country in the world. We can have fast trains all over the place. I mean, this is Pete Buttigieg. When he was transportation secretary, he had $21 billion. $21 billion to do what? To build charging stations across the country. How many did he get built? How many are actually operational? I think 2. It might be 1.5, but I'll give him credit for 2.
How long did it take him to get to the fucking trade derailment?
Yeah,
in northern Ohio, in East Palestine.
So, I mean, guys like that are dangerous. And I think it says a lot, Zeke, that you got people like Buttigieg who are, pretty much establishment Democrats, hardcore leftists, people like Buttigieg, people like Kamala Harris, who are looking at this movement and they're saying, I want a piece of that action. I want to tap into that. And Kamala Harris has been having meetings with Mamdani and AOC and all these others because she feels like she's missing that boat and she needs to get on that boat.
Well, she missed the boat
a
little bit ago.
So, and John Fetterman really is the only one out there who's making any sense, saying that we need to say no to these people. We need to shut this down because and now, we had the elections, these primary elections last night. And with that, they're just getting a whole nother wave of momentum. And I've been talking about this for months now. I'm not going to stop talking about it. But it really is, I think, a very dangerous time in this country.
Yes.
My thing is, every time you talk to a socialist and socialism fails, first thing they say is, oh, they just didn't do it right. They just didn't do it right. Socialism has a 0% success rate. There's no place that's doing socialism, true socialism, that's actually succeeding. So guess what? That means it sucks. If you find a chick and she says, oh, I'm the best baker out there. I know how to bake you a cake that will change your life. And she bakes you a cake 10 different times. That cake is the worst cake you've ever had in your life. That means, listen, bitch, that means you don't know how to bake. That's it. That means socialism does not work. And we've seen it time and again. It does not work. So guess what? All these college kids who want the government to pay for this and the government to pay for that, and all these college kids who think all we have to do is tax the billionaires. That's all we have to do.
That's all. It
used to be the millionaires, but then Bernie Sanders and everybody, wait a minute, we're millionaires.
We're millionaires. We're in that club now. Yeah, we can't.
But then Bernie Sanders would be like, oh, hey, if I'm elected president, I'll give you free college.
Yeah.
Where's that fucking money coming from?
Yeah.
So,
but basically, that's where we are. That's where we are. And guess what? Kamala Harris, if you think that socialism is going to get you elected, no, it's not, because there are people who have the attention of all these wannabe socialists, and baby girl, it ain't you. So that's basically where that comes from.
Let's hear from a sponsor real quick,
all right,
and then we'll finish out. I got a couple funny videos, Zeke. If you want to stick around and watch them, this one is really funny. You may or may not like it. I don't know. I think it's funny. But stick around for this sponsor.
Every 2 minutes, a child enters foster care in America.
Maybe.
Every 2 minutes, a child enters foster care in America. Behind each statistic is a face, a story, and often a heartbreaking message. It's not my fault. The Varner Foundation for Children and Families was created in 2020 to change this reality. They don't just raise awareness about the foster care crisis, they take action. When local agencies can't meet a child's need, the Varner Foundation steps in. From providing essential resources to foster families to supporting children who've experienced trauma, they're building a network of hope. Every donation, every partnership, every act of support creates ripples of healing in a child's life. These aren't just statistics, they're futures being restored. One child at a time. Visit varnerfoundation.org and be the difference in a child's life, where 100% of all donations go directly to families in need. 100%. Because every child deserves to know you matter, you're valued, and it's not your fault.
So that's our buddy Dan Varner, who is a charter sponsor of this podcast from absolutely day one.
Before day one,
actually. Yeah. So we support his cause. If you guys, can find it, varnerfoundation.org, just throw something out there. They do some really, really great work. Dan, we need to bring your spot back that you recorded. But it's whether they need tires for for a car, to get to a doctor's appointment, whatever. They take care of all of that stuff. So, and Dan's local here with us, and we see it. We physically see it. So that's why we appreciate him. But let's just close it out on. I think this one. Right. Dan hasn't seen.
I've not seen this yet.
And Zeke, and Zeke. I think this is real. It's going to probably piss a couple people off, but the guy's fucking right. And afterward, you tell me if he's wrong.
There we
go. Tell you something. You want to have sex with another man. You want to go inside of his lower intestines and pack whatever is in there. Pack his dung. Stack it all up by you pushing in there and pushing it. You want to do that? Knock yourself out, homie. You want to pack another man's doo-doo.
You can hear he's in a huge church.
If you find delight in that, I find it abhorrent, but if that's what, if packing another man's doo-doo brings you on, knock yourself out, bro. I just want to tell you, the Bible says it's wrong. The Bible says it's wrong. But anybody else with half a brain would understand there must be something wrong with you to want to go inside of another man's asshole and pack his dung.
He's in church.
Don't that stuff get all over you? I mean, that's what it's there. That's what that place is made for. How on earth can you elevate that against Pastor Manning's preaching? You see what the world is? Listen, let me tell you something.
I mean, I saw that and I was like, what church is that? Because I want to go there.
Oh my God, the hate. That's hate speech.
You can hear the echo of how big that church is, though. That's not like just some, small church that like where I work, very small congregations. That's a big congregation.
That's some old school preaching right there.
That's old school. And that's why I brought that up.
And my man is just putting it out there and telling it like it is. And look, you want to do that, knock yourself out. The Bible says it's wrong. I mean, really. And again, why are we celebrating this? Why do we need a whole month to celebrate this kind of stuff? I don't get it.
My thing is, I mean, I probably would have had to go to the pastor afterwards and be like, all right, listen, pastor, I got a question for you. Me and the wife were experimenting last night in the bedroom, and everything you said up on stage, I agree with, but can I still, with the wife, I'm asking, I don't want to go to hell for that, but I mean, I just, experiment. Sometimes you got to,
We had a few drinks. We decided to get a little bit loose.
She let me go to fifth base. That's all I'm saying. That's actually, it's really her fault. She said it was okay.
I saw that and I was dying laughing at the firehouse last night. I was like, are you shitting me? But I love, so where I work is predominantly African American, and I've been, gotten called, for EMS runs or whatever in some of those churches, and I love it. I go in and everybody is just so excited to be there. I could not imagine. All right, we're getting ready for Sunday sermon. All right, let's go. And all of a sudden, old boy just starts ripping that. Can you imagine everybody looking at their family, like looking down the pew, like, Daddy, what's that? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, son. Don't worry about it, son. We'll talk about it later.
You got to tell it like it is, brother. Tell it like it is. That is great.
Well, Zeke, hey, we really, really appreciate you being here, man. We knew we'd hit some chords with the Mondani thing and you moving. Obviously, I mean, and retirement, that is absolutely fucking amazing. Literally knocking on the door myself. So we congratulate you on 20 years of, especially in NYPD. Holy shit.
Absolutely.
I can't even imagine the shit that you went through. But we love you, brother. And we're glad you were here on the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. And hopefully we didn't turn you off to not come back, but
no. Listen, Dan is one of the people I'll move some stuff around for. He and I have been friends for a long time, so
oh yeah.
I look forward to coming back if you have me one day.
You're Dan's one guest that he brings, so it's amazing.
I brought a few more than that, but by far the best and the one that we love to have on the most. And Zeke, again, we can't thank you enough, brother. And hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you again before too long. Keep up. I mean the great stuff, and I see the posts you talking about your daughter now and then, and everything you're doing in Florida, and just nothing but the best to you, man. I'm so happy that you're in a place where you want to be right now.
Yes.
It's awesome.
And, hey, tell everybody where they can find you real quick before we go.
Oh man, you can find me on X at Zeek Arkham, ZeekArkham. Same handle on Instagram, where you'll see some of my videos, and over on TikTok, I am real Zeek Arkham, only because somebody else tried to take my name. So that's the only place where it's different. I've also started posting videos on YouTube. It's Zeek Arkham, CWA. And that's where I am. So you'll have all your videos, my commentary, all that within those 4 places.
I think we need to make a One More and I'm Out of Here trip down to visit Zeke.
I would love to do that.
Let's go. Let's do it.
He's got a swimming pool.
We're going to make it happen. Zeke, we appreciate you, my man. Be safe out there and in those mean streets of Florida in that heat. Make sure you hydrate. And everybody, we'll get back. We're going to be back Friday, I believe, at 5 p.m. Pappas will be in studio. Pappas is going to be mad. He
Hope he's got that issue squared away.
Hopefully he has his gym penis figured out. But we'll figure that out. But hey, Zeke, do me a favor. Stay in the studio, though, before you head out.
We'll do.
We love you guys. Remember, download, subscribe, tell a friend.